I think what we're more interested in is the quality of that data and what that tells us about populations. So we collect a tremendous amount of data. You think you guys are talking about big data? I got data every second on 110 million Americans, dude. It's a lot of stuff. And it gives us tremendous insight. And one of the things we'll keep doing as we think about transforming the company is which pieces of that data we can syndicate and sell to new markets. So that can tell you a lot about sort of how diabetes patients operate. I mean, I can literally watch a person move with their cell phone through space and time, and within plus or minus 3 years, tell you their age, socioeconomic demographic, and hobbies they like. So about a year ago, we did this with the senior vice president of Verizon, and looked at his sort of family plan of phones, and then in basically, I think 2 hours worth of calcing, we told him, you know, this phone belongs to a 12-year-old girl that's into horses and X, Y, and Z. So what we think is really interesting is what the insight this data is going to give us for building new products, for having a better understanding of how society operates, and really, and I think it can touch a lot of things. I mean, particularly sort of what data we get around healthcare, sort of movement of folks outside of a hospital setting, which, you know, we've talked to a lot of people about, and they struggle for that good sort of data that can really tell them sort of outside the four walls of a hospital what's happening, those sorts of things. So I think we're getting to the point where we're getting a lot more data that's going to sort of really improve the richness of our life and really be more data that we can turn into insight in a very real way. So I'm less sort of concerned about the storage. That'll solve itself. Somebody will come up with some little widget, and somebody at EMC will make a lot of money. Napolitano stock options will go up.
Sure.
But the rest of it is, what does this data tell us about a society? How does it make us richer? How does it improve our lives? I think those are real things that I'm struggling with right now. Less from sort of how to change our lives, but that's a piece. But the other piece is, you know, how do I turn that into money? So I'm not sure I answered that question either.
No, but to build on that, I think that's, you know, doctors don't want to see data. They want to see what it means. And so whether we're looking at activity of a patient and that being indicative of them starting to fall off the cliff, or whether we're monitoring your weight or whatever it is, they want to see what that means. And so the individual pieces they don't want to know. So whether we data mine at large population levels or we have clinical decision support algorithms that run on a per patient basis, we're going to try and basically let all that other stuff fall away and almost imagine it just kind of streaming through the cache. We run on the cache version, and if we take, you know, 3 days worth of information and we can say, call them, that's all they really need to know. They don't need to know, here's what their weight was, here's what their blood pressure was, here was their, you know, glucose level every single day. They just need to know to call.